Hi everybody, Angel here with confidencescatchy.com. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday. Oh my God, we finally made it, right? For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Angel. I'm the owner of confidencescatchy.com, a website where we help people connect with information on confidence, both in the social media space and in live events. So welcome if you haven't been with us before. Today, on this episode of Catch This, we are going to talk about imposter syndrome. Now, why are we talking about imposter syndrome, you might ask? And what the hell is it? The reason we're talking about that is actually it's a perfect segue between what I was going to talk about and where we're going for tomorrow's segment. So it happened to come up. I had put something on my feed this morning about how when I was kind of getting this business started and getting out there in business, I used to feel like a complete fraud all the time. I was pretending all the time. I was working so hard that I was putting on this like outside shell of who I was for the entire world, thinking that I had it all together, that I knew what I was talking about, that I felt confident all the time, and that's not true. And what happened was I actually ended up working a whole ton of hours at my previous job, a couple jobs ago now. Like crazy hours, like don't sleep, work through the night kind of hours. And people thought like, wow, she's got this great job and she's working really hard and it's great and she knows what she's doing and she's... here's the problem. My whole life was a mess. So on the outside, I looked like I had every plate spinning perfectly, right? When it came to work, like I had everything working, and I was kind of the go-to person when something needed to be done. I was the one who got it done. And here's the problem: everything else in my life was crashing. My finances, my marriage, my relationship with my son. I was asleep most of the time. He was still a baby, so thank God he doesn't remember. But I mean, I was just not. My life, me, the inner me, was not working. And I got really frustrated and really fed up. So that story is up on the Confidence is Catchy Facebook page today, and gotten a lot of comments. Some of them on the personal side, not necessarily on the right on the feed there, but some people messaging me saying that it really resonated with them. And as I thought about that, I was like, yeah, imposter syndrome's a real thing. If you Google it, you will find articles about it. It's that feeling that you have inside of you that everything you've done, everything that you've worked for, all of the successes that you've had are still not enough to make you feel like you know what you're talking about or feel like you're not a fraud. It's the constant worry that someone's going to find out that you really don't have it all together. It's the constant fear that whatever it is that you are at work, whatever level you are in your career, that level is a joke, that you shouldn't be there, that you haven't got known enough or done enough or been there long enough or whatever it is to earn that. It's a constant worry and fear that you are not blank enough. And I'm here to tell you that it is not an easy thing to get over. Now, how do we get there, right? All of the things we've been talking about this entire week, things that have happened to us when we were kids, lies that people have told us about ourselves, lies that people have told us about the world, our own insecurities, trauma, any of those things that we've talked about this whole week, the personas that we take on and then forget that that's just a mask, right? All of that contributes to us getting to a point in our lives. If you haven't gotten there yet, awesome. But if you have, I'm with you guys. I've been there myself and I'm still there in some aspects. All of these things have happened to us. And we've gotten to this point where we feel like none of it's enough somehow. And we don't take stock of who we really are. And that's what I've been trying to get to you over the course of the week is block out those points when we talked about, I think it was on Tuesday, block out those points in your life. Who were you at this time? Who you were dating? Where you were living? Where you were going to school? What you were doing for work? So that you can see the progression. That's leading up to tomorrow's talk, right? But this imposter syndrome, this is kind of the from where you are now. If you're feeling any of that, any fear of being exposed, any fear of people finding out that you don't really have all the answers, any worry that despite all this schooling you don't have enough, or all of this background is not enough, or everything you've gone through in your life is not a good enough beginning place for the next part of your journey. That's imposter syndrome. And today I had a conversation this afternoon, just within the last hour, about somebody feeling very much like, at any moment she's going to be found out in her job that she's not who she says she is. And I was like, of course you are. You've been that person for as long as I've known you, which is a long time, right? But inside her heart, she doesn't feel it's enough, even though it absolutely is. It absolutely is. And I have the same problem, and you probably have the same problem too. There's a lot of times when I think to myself that brat in my head thinks, who the hell do you think you are? Right? It's that voice that we have to master and tell it to shut up. So how do we do that? One of the things we do is we stop listening to it. We just go, thank you for your opinion. I am no longer interested in what you have to say. And we just acknowledge that voice in our head, the one that's mean to us, the one that tells us we're not enough, the one that tells us our education isn't enough, our background isn't enough, our spelling is too bad, our math isn't good enough. All of those voices, you need to just be like, hey, thanks for playing. No. It's that same person you need to, we talked about the guy that's in your head or the girl that's in your head that's not paying rent or stealing money from you because of the joy that they steal when they tell you negative things. That guy. You're just going to say, thank you for your input. I know that you're here to protect me, but I don't need this right now. The other thing to do is start writing down things you don't like about yourself and fix them. That's it. Just start fixing them. If you honestly don't think that you have the right degree or the right background to do something you really want to do, how do you fix that? What do you have to do? Make a list. Make a list of the things you want in your life. Make a list of where you are in your life. And then what's the gap? How do we bridge the gap? Because until you see the gap and you know what it is, how can you fix it? Right? So answer the question, how do I fix that? And if it's something as silly as like, this tooth right here, go to the dentist and get Invisalign. That's on my list to do, right? If it's something physical, some of those are easy fixes. If it's something mental where you need to go to school, figure out how to go to school. And don't say, I can't do it, there's not enough money, whatever. It's always out there. It's just a matter of how bad you want it, right? And if it's something you want to do with your life, it's some passion, some mission, some purpose, something like that that's important to you, how do you do it in a small way right now? That's how I started this. I wanted to give back. I wanted to help women be more confident. And I started by doing speaking engagements to groups of women that I knew I could get in front of, either through connections I already had or in nonprofit organizations that were willing to let people come in. That's how I got started. One tiny little step. Let me put myself out there and see what happens. So make a step in the right direction, even if it's a step just to, get in touch with, in contact with an organization that you believe in, that they share a cause or a mission. How can you help them? One tiny step is all it takes to get started. So today, what I really want you to think about is if you're feeling like you're not enough, if you feel like an imposter, if you feel like your life is not the life you want to have, start taking some steps to fix the things you don't like. And tomorrow, we'll talk about how you can amplify the things that are working. And so I hope you'll join me tomorrow for our next conversation on Catch This. Thank you so much for being here. I'd love to see some wows and some likes and some shares and some comments. And of course, if you know somebody that this would resonate with, please tag them and invite them to join the group. We always need new friends around here. And of course, there will be a link on the YouTube version of this. There'll be a link to your free report. But if you haven't gotten that yet, it's at confidenceisketchy.com. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.